Today I'm gonna talk about how dating app is so shitty in Japan. Hey everyone, this is Taiki. Today I wanna talk about how shitty dating apps are in Japan. If you're new to this channel, my name is Taiki. I would like to call myself a Westerner in Japanese clothing. If you're interested in Japan, if you want to see the dark side of Japan, subscribe to my channel. You will know a lot of things. I know some of you are interested in dating in Japan. If you live in Japan, if you want to date a Japanese person, you might be interested in dating. But I have talked about this before in previous videos. My dating in Japan can be very, very challenging. Here are the reasons. Firstly, people are so distant. It takes a long time for people to open up. I've seen like people go into the bar to meet Japanese locals. Since they're drunk, the Japanese people there, they are very friendly. But like after a while, after like exchanging your socials with them, they just entirely ghost you. That's the common story that I hear from people who try to make friends with Japanese locals. And this is not obviously limited to friendship, but it's also romantic relationships. And this might surprise you. I have a friend from America. She lives in Japan with her Japanese husband. She told me, she's fluent in Japanese, very fluent, but she told me she lived in Japan for 7 years, and she's fluent in Japanese, but still struggles to make friends. Even if you're fluent in Japanese, you still struggle to make friends. I mean, she met a Japanese guy and she married one. That's good for her. But like making friends-wise, friendship-wise, it's still difficult. And also, I'm a Japanese native. I speak perfect Japanese, right? I even teach Japanese. But I do have very few friends in Japan, like 1 or 2. That's all. Let's say all my friends have experience abroad, or they are planning on experiencing life abroad. So if you're an introvert, I think Japan is a perfect place because you don't have to talk to anyone. Nobody looks at you, nobody cares about you. They're just doing their own business, just staring at their phones all the time. So if you don't want human connections at all, I think Japan is a perfect place. For someone like me, I'm not an extrovert myself, but I do interact with people. So someone like me who want to interact with people, who want to develop relationship with people, is very difficult. Life in Japan just is very difficult for me. Also, dating in Japan is difficult. Second reason is because cheating is like everywhere. If you've seen like street interviews of like Japanese people, what they say about cheating, they always say, well, I have like 2 or 3 lovers, you know. It's unfortunately common amongst my generation, like Gen Z. I do not like that culture, hookup culture. I know it's everywhere in the world, but I feel like Japan is extreme. For example, if you ask a woman if her husband or if her boyfriend goes to prostitution, would that count as cheating? In Japan, she would likely say, no, it's not. He's just doing his own business. And if you're from, for example, Europe, from North America, or any other civilized country, I mean Japan is civilized, but like, morally civilized country, you don't consider that as okay. If your husband goes to prostitution to just have sex with other If your husband goes to prostitution, that's not going to be okay. if my wife goes to prostitution, that's not gonna be okay. I'm gonna talk about this in the third reason as well, but people can be very judgmental when it comes to romantic potential partners, both men and women. Men can be very fixated on age. I talked about this in the Don't Date a Japanese Guy video. People in Japan, including men and women, very ageist. They fixate on age. They fixate on 27, 28, 29, around that age. If a woman is as old as that, they're kind of considered old. And since men can be very judgmental on age and appearance, how a woman looks, women can sometimes be overly submissive. They don't really, wear what they want, or they just feel like they're forced to shave themselves. I mean, that makes women's life easier, yeah. But like, I don't think anybody should feel the urge to shave because of societal pressure. And also Japanese people, if you're like not Asian, people consider you as like very old. Because from Japanese perspective, people who are not Asian, or people who don't look Asian, Japanese, they look very old. I mean, I don't think so, because I have many friends who are not Japanese. And I live in the Czech Republic. So most people here are white people. So I'm used to that. But like when I showed video of what was his name? Timothy Caramile? This is an actor like that. I'm just gonna put the name here. To my sister, for example. She was like, is he like 40 or something? And I'm like, no. He's like younger than me. I'm 27, but he's like, I think he's like 25 or something. She was like very surprised. But like when she heard that, he's actually like 25. She was like, oh, okay. Yeah, he now looks like 26. Now you told me. Like, people look so young in Japan. So like we're so used to seeing the young people young people who look young. Ageistic culture can, I don't know, play that role, maybe. Third reason that I don't recommend dating, or dating is hard in Japan. So people use dating apps. Most of the dating apps in Japan, men are the only people who have to pay. Women get to use those dating apps for free, entirely. Men typically, I paid like 4,000 yen per month to even like message anyone. It's not like pro feature, anything. It's just you have to pay to begin. You don't even get to like you can send a like, but you cannot message them. And this is the part where lots of people find crazy about dating apps in Japan. You must put your income. That's what a lot of people get surprised about Japanese dating apps. You actually have to put your income. Also, what I find most bothersome about dating Japanese apps is that it shows you how many likes you got. So if you had a like, it's like there's a function, like. So if you have a like, mutual like, means you matched. But it shows you how many likes you got from the opposite gender, or if you're gay, from the same gender. So if you don't have lots of matches, if you have like just like very few like 1-digit likes, women are not gonna even look at your profile. Even if your photo looks good, you're not gonna even stand a chance. And what I mentioned, photo, if you look ugly, no chance. And you're supposed to put your height. If you're short, no chance. So that's how dating apps are in Japan. Some people get married through the app. I've heard people getting into relationships and getting married. But from my experience, it was just a waste of money and time. Because to get likes, you cannot really be yourself. So girls tend to like guys who go to Disneyland, who likes Disney, okay? In Japan. Girls like guys who like Disney. So if you don't like Disney, if you're a guy, if you don't like Disney, then she might not like you back. I'm not kidding. This is like very, very honest. It's like and also girls like guys who like cafe hopping, who go to like cafe, who cook, So those people who have like highest likes, if you look at their profiles, they say something like that too. They say like, oh, I like going to the Disneyland. Or, I like cooking. I like going to the cafe. So if you don't like any of this stuff, if you say, for example, like me, I like meditating, I like working out, I like playing the violin, and I like reading, right? Unfortunately, these are not really popular hobbies. These are not very attractive to Japanese girls, because Japanese girls want someone who like Disney. I mean, I do like Disney. Yeah, I don't mind going to the Disneyland, but like it's not my priority. You know what I mean? So you just kind of have to fake yourself. I mean, everyone does that all the time, but like dating apps in Japan are like extreme. It's like you cannot show your personality if you want to match. If you like cars, if you are into mechanics, you cannot show that to girls, because Japanese girls are not into those stuff. I'm not sure about girls though, because guys are like so simple. Because guys just look at the profile. If the girl is pretty, they just see the like. And also, what's like really bothersome, I found, is since guys have like very few matches, right? So, and also like guys are paying for the subscription to just even use that app. So I'm guilty of this too. But guys just sent like likes to like every girl he's thumbs upon. And like some girls are serious, and some girls have receive a like from a guy who she finds attractive, but like he doesn't even know her. He doesn't even remember sending her like, because he just did it blindly. So like she would be like very bothered. And also Japanese girls are very passive, so they're not gonna message you first. They're not gonna message you first. Almost never. If you're a guy, you have to message first. If you're a girl, maybe you can try messaging him first, and that would, make you stand out. So yeah, that's a good news for girls. You can just use it for free if you try it. If you don't like it, just uninstall it, But like, it's so, I don't know. I find it very shady because the apps naturally want people to keep using those apps. So what they want is not have them actually be in a relationship. They want them to stay single. So I feel like the likes system, where they show how many likes you got, or how many matches you got, kind of, keeps all those people who don't get those many likes in apps, so they can keep making money. I feel like that's kind of a business model. And also, if you're a woman, if you are looking for like romance in Japan, you kind of have to put like a Japanese profile. Like, you have to write your profile in Japanese, maybe, because very few people speak English in Japan. So if you want to match with like a very local Japanese, like a Japanese, authentic Japanese, I think you should practice putting your profile in Japanese. I mean, like, maybe some of you visited Japan to experience with locals, Japanese locals, than like Japanese people who live abroad, because Japanese people who live abroad, who have the experience living abroad, are like entirely different. Like, I would say entirely different species than the Japanese one. Like, Japanese people who grew up in Japanese society, who only worked in Japan, who studied in Japan, who are like, you know what I mean, like Japanese versus foreign Japanese. There are like two types of people. So if you want to date those Japanese people, you should probably put the profile in Japanese. Whereas if you want to date a foreign-minded Japanese people, English is fine, I think. I think that would increase the chance of getting proper match. Yeah, let's try that. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you find this helpful if you're planning on dating in Japan. It's still possible if you just have to find a good person. And from my experience, finding a good person who are not judgmental has been very difficult. I have a flatmate who's Czech. She had a friend, Japanese friend, and that friend told her that he wouldn't date a Japanese woman. So she asked him why. And he actually told her this crazy story about a woman who went on a date with him. And after the date, the woman texted him saying, if you wear something like that ever again, you're not gonna walk in side of me, or you're not walking with me. And that really shocked my friend, like Czech friend. Okay, and I was shocked too, because I only saw men do that to girls. I've heard stories about Japanese men like treating women like shit, basically. It's like I heard a story about a guy, Japanese guy, who said to someone who was walking with him, "Oh, you should be proud of walking on side of me." I'm like, even like even if you're a Hollywood star, you wouldn't say that. Anyway, again, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.